see stuff on the edges, then
You set the resolution yet?
I'm putting this on second screen. I think that works. At least you can see the whole of the screen.
Everything's
Oops.
easier, you can't do one.
Yeah, nothing is missing at least, so it's good, I guess. Okay, sorry for the delay, everyone. I guess all of you have got
Your mouse navigation. You should plug the mouse in the port on the left.
oops. On the left.
Yes.
Really? It makes a difference?
No, my computer sucks.
Computer, that's it.
Okay, so I guess everyone is at this point. So you go to start a new model here. So one of the few things that I discovered after doing some experiments is that you can't change the time, length or fluid units later on once you enter the simulation. So it's better to change them if you want to change it at all. You'll have to like start over again if you want to change it after making a big simulation. So yeah, you can select whatever you want from here, change it. These two things doesn't matter, you can change them inside the model as well.
So where did that menu come from?
It comes, once you start, it will come on everyone's screen, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, please feel free to ask questions if you
I've never
have
seen
any
that.
doubts.
I played with it, I never saw that.
Ben's
Oh,
computer.
so maybe the first time when you opened it, you would have unchecked that dialog box where it asks don't show it.
Can you see?
So you are never seeing it maybe.
We should put it to short.
Everyone good? So this is the default view that each one of you should be seeing. Here you can see all the menus at the top, toolbars, and then you have like 3 vertical panels. One is like which shows you the resource library, which shows you various resources which will be like dragging to make various models, 3D models that you saw in the class as well. This is your like where you see the 3D view of whatever model you are making. And the rightmost pane, it shows you quick properties about whatever is selected. So right now there's nothing and just the view. So it's showing some properties about the view here, which I'll talk about a few things here once we make something.
Quick question. Can you like look at it in 2D instead of having 3D? So if you want to like place stuff around, or is it all in 3D?
You can just look at from the top view. I guess that will make it a 2D. Yeah, actually I've not played a lot with it. I'm also like pretty new to it. So yeah, maybe I'll not be able to answer all the questions, but yeah.
So there's a
You
top
can
view?
unclick show 3D.
Like
Yeah.
you can just pan it and do everything you want. You can go bottom view, top view and all that. Yeah. Yeah, but that's not the answer to your question, I guess.
What was it? Uncheck show 3D?
Yep, just go to more view settings. Show 3D.
Oh, where's more view settings? On top. Oh.
Actually, you can search here. They have
How to delete this thing.
under help, they have a user manual as well, which is
And I just unclicked perspective projection.
Yeah, that's right.
oh, you have the 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then click that.
Nice. So yeah, I'm also
Yeah.
playing with it, so I also don't know all of it. Nice.
Can you use your computer?
Yeah.
Trying to do lines in 3D from like something. Yeah.
It can be little difficult to view in 3D once you have a complex network.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get your point. You can also go here and go to the user manual, which is not great, I would say, but it's good for as a start. Oh, sorry,
Very thin.
I pulled in the wrong one. So yeah, here they have like link to some the YouTube channel, which does not have a lot of stuff, but it has some basic stuff to get started, which is good. So this was one of the things. Before creating the model, a few things here: reset, run. This, like whenever we create a model, sometimes we'll figure out that once you need to reset it whenever you have changed something in the model, and before running it to get the new parameters and the new numbers. But you'll need to reset it maybe like twice. Do it at least 2 times whenever you reset it, because sometimes there is some issue with it. It doesn't reset it like on doing it once. I've faced that a couple of times. Run, you need to run the simulation. Stop, you can stop it. Runtime, you can here decide the runtime, how much you want, like some seconds, 40 seconds, whatever. or you can just let it run without selecting it, and here you can manipulate the run speed. So this was one of the things. Next I'll start with making a basic model and how we go about it. So most of the times, like, you'll need a source to like start the flow of any material or people that I was drawing there. And I mentioned about this rightmost panel in the beginning, the quick properties that you see. So when you are clicked on the screen, it shows the like views properties from which where you selected the 2D version as well. Here you see show names. You can do show names and stats. You can decide to show nothing. So that shows the details about the resources that we have incorporated in the model.
Okay, can you edit the names?
Sorry?
Can you edit
you
the
can
names?
surely. So once I select, I was about to say that. So once I select source, you see the rightmost quick properties thing, it has changed. When I click on the screen, it's displaying about the views, and when I select the specific thing, it shows details about it. This I don't need. These X, Y, Z dimensions are just playing with the physical size they look in the model. You can play with it. Here you see the arrival times, any specific statistical distribution that they have selected here. What do you want to flow from it? Like, you want a person, you want a box, you want a cylinder, whatever. So that's another thing. Next, I'm just like building a simple model as I'm explaining the things that you need to build it. So this is like Q1. You can always change the name of it. You can write anything here you want to. Next, for any machine, like I take a processor. These cones are nothing. These are just meant to like enlarge the thing, or like physically it doesn't make any difference. And then towards the end of the model, you'll most of the times like always need a sink where like things kind of vaporize into, let's say, it's like basically getting out of the system in a way. From the source, something like is created into the system, and the sink is like the end point of any simulation that you are making. Moreover, to access more properties of any of these resources, you can just double click them, because not everything is shown in the rightmost panel that you are seeing on the screen. So this is where you go to play with the other items like inter-arrival time. You can select the statistical distribution. There's like whole bunch of them here, and play with the parameters there. So one thing here like we figured out was like exponential has been selected right now. So the way they are, the terms that they are using is a little confusing as compared to what we know. Like here scale, when they are saying, they mean to say it's the mean of the specific distribution. So that was one of the things, and you can like figure out what it's saying by looking at the curve as well. Like if I select as uniform, so this is like a uniform distribution, but if I want the value to be like always 15, this is like this not doing what I want it to. In that case, I'll just change this as well to 15, and then you'll see the curve will change accordingly. And this is what, like, suppose this is what I wanted. So
Well,
you can
let's talk about that for a minute. We had to do that for the demonstrations that we did on Tuesday.
Yeah.
When for the deterministic time. Okay, so it's just a uniform between 15 and 15, which is the same as being deterministic.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose we could have picked a normal with a variance of 0, and it would have been the same.
yeah. If they have an option to put
If they have an
variance in the
option.
normal,
Yeah.
which I don't think they have, it seems.
They must.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll need to play with these parameters and look at these corresponding graphs as to what exactly do you want, because the nomenclature that they have used can be confusing at times.
Can you set somewhere in the program to have these adjust per, like have your parameters adjust per unit of time? So like for the first 10 seconds you want these parameters, for the second 10 seconds you want those parameters.
Yeah, I get your point. So I think they have, I myself have not gone to that level. So basically what you are saying is like they have an option where you can input data from a table where you'll have whatever you are saying first and like all the parameters for the different times. So you can enter data from the table. But yeah, I myself have not gone to that level. I'll be looking into it, and yeah, you can have a look at that as well. So right now, uniform.
Maybe I should also mention, this is the first year that we're doing this. We've never used the simulation before in class, so I'm still figuring out not just how to use the simulation, but how to use it best for teaching. So, for example, I have a lecture on simulation, but it's not about the nuts and bolts. It's about how do you, well, you'll see. And I'm thinking about maybe moving it earlier, since we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Before we start using the simulation.
So, like right now, we have laid down a very simple network. We need to connect them and say to the software that how the flow of items, what kind of flow of items do we need. So here, you can see this is the, just over it, what does it say? Connect objects. So this is where we go to connect objects, and we select this connect objects A, what they say, like that's just for the shortcut, and not these connect center ports or extended connects. They'll come later on. I'll talk about connect center ports and not the extended connect today. So you can just move over to a source. You can see like the color changes, so you can pick it up, click on the second one, so it is connected. Connect to the third one and the fourth one, and then
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, mine has a.
Really?
Yeah, it has small red arrows.
You must have gotten the more advanced version.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a small one.
Oh.
A very small red one.
In that case, your arrows goes in.
which arrows do you mean?
Oh, the ice. Oh, okay. So there.
Do you mean these arrows?
Yeah, but
Yours are going backward.
don't they describe the direction of flow,
Yeah, they describe they're the ports, so they describe the direction of flow.
which suggests that you're going in the wrong
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What happened all of a sudden? Why? It doesn't happen this year. Something. So one more thing, if you feel like you have made some error in connecting, so the next to A is like disconnect objects. You can use this disconnect objects to disconnect any two specific objects. Oops.
Wow.
This is going crazy. Why is it not disconnected? Yep. So these two are disconnected. I need to disconnect. And then I can make the connections all over again.
We did it again.
Okay, I get what I have done.
Is it backwards? Like if you
No.
select the Q thing?
I get what I have done.
Maybe you click on the chair, please.
Well, why don't you connect it up and then run it and see what happens?
No, in trying to show them the rotation thing, I rotated it in a way that,
Oh, I see.
yeah, that's why it kind of goofed up. Just hold on. Just bear with me. I don't want to complicate it. Start it again.
When in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically turn the model here and there, and then I place the items. So apparently, it has a
That's weird.
yeah.
Animation really sells the actual.
Oh, wow. That's all I've been.
No, it's just an image,
Yeah, for sure. But why?
I think. I don't think it's part of the conversation.
Nice.
So if you zoom into these, the arrows pointing into any specific object are the input ports, and the arrows going out of any specific object are the output ports. So yeah, that's something just for you to understand, because later on you can play with the input ports and the output ports. So you need to know what it means actually. It's straightforward, I guess. And then you can just reset it and run the simulation. So you have boxes coming in here, which I had mentioned, at the source. The source is the one which is generating anything. You can change it to get whatever you want. You can have yeah, I'll need to reset the reset it so that it takes the changes into effect, and now you're having spheres or whatever persons. That's not very important. It just looks different.
Wait, how do you do that?
Which one?
How do you do the boxes thing?
So you so you selected the source
Okay.
and flow item class.
Cool.
Here you can pick anything, and then you need to reset and run it again so that it takes effect.
Great.
Yeah, so this is the MM1 queue that we discussed in the class as well. Now another next thing I wanted to show was you can make dashboards. So you see here dashboards where you can see different parameters of the model that you have made. You go to dashboard, add a dashboard.
You have to, you know, at the appropriate time, but not this.
Oh my gosh.
How do you add the dashboard?
Just a moment. Yeah. You go here. You see the dashboard, and you can add a dashboard. Why is it behaving funnily?
Is it maybe because it's still running that it won't give it to you?
I don't think so. In your screen, it should not be happening. It should be taking just a part of here. I don't know what's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why is it going funny here?
Add a dashboard.
Sorry.
Click on the second thing instead of the first. We'll see what happens.
And if you drag it out, it hands out and splits the screen. No? Oh, it disappears.
No, I
Yeah,
think
that's exactly
when
what
you click
we
on
do.
dashboards, then you
Yeah.
select
Oh.
add a dashboard.
This is fine.
Oops.
Three separate.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Ours
okay.
were like automatically a different window.
Yeah. Why? In your screens, I guess it's not happening. You are getting a
But if you click
thin
add a
pane.
dashboard.
Yeah, that's what I also clicked.
You have to click on
Yeah.
this.
Oh, after I added the dashboard, then it's showing dashboard. That's the name of the dashboard which I added.
Okay, great.
What is happening now?
Pick something there.
Yeah, that's it.
Broken.
So how do
Maybe
you
we
add
can
so you
declare-
go to dashboard?
Sorry, my bad.
Go to this is dashboard. This will change.
So basically, in the dashboard,
Drag and drop to there. I think it's now hanging on the
Can you
screen.
use your computer?
So you have to click on this.
Yeah, sure. You want to?
There.
No, I know. It's not, it's
Oh, yeah.
not displaying
You
your
want to use mine instead?
do that
It
again.
seems to be.
Yeah, because mine could be really slow.
yeah, it is stuck.
Yeah, you can
It's
use
a
mine.
bit there.
You're welcome to
No,
use
because
it.
Like, and then you click
Yeah,
on the
if you
dashboard
can.
field.
None of them have
Yes.
HDMI.
So, okay, this
What's-
one
what's
is-
going on,
and
Sean?
there.
The computer is stuck.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Sorry, my
the
bad.
computer is stuck.
Too many issues.
Excellent. Hourglass, so that must not be Windows 10. Yeah. it's still-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's why
Yeah,
it's
properties
fine,
of
but-
Yeah, it should be right. It should be. That's why I'm wondering.
Remember that?
Have
Like,
any-
like initiatives and stuff, they're like, teach kids how to use computers. And the teachers were like, oh yeah, we're
Ah,
gonna
there
teach
they
you
go.
how to use Google.
Nothing but stores,
And
of
they would
course.
just
Yeah.
turn like, this is a research project, and you just Google stuff. It was a joke. About the spinning wheel of death.
Can you just
Real
switch
time.
screens because we're not seeing the whole thing, I guess?
Yeah, sure. You, let's see. 4 to 3, right?
I think we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see-
You have to stretch out the window.
Duplicates, yes.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Let's see.
Oh, you have to full screen it, I think.
Maybe.
Or you can just shrink the dashboard. Actually, no, 1 second. I think the virtual machine is.
Oh, there's a virtual machine as well.
Here it is.
X out of the
Yeah, actually leave it here.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
good.
it works.
Okay. 1 second. Maybe. Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah, just leave it here.
Oh, say
For sure.
It just gets stuck up. The 2 pages. I don't know how you change that.
So once you have created a dashboard, here you see a dashboard and you see the library items, they have changed
Yep.
now as compared to what it is when you click on the view. You see a different library here, which is pertaining to what all you can do with the 3D view. As soon as you click on the dashboard, you see this, and you can get any specific parameter that you want to monitor about this specific model. You can just
Yeah, show us how you did the graphs that you showed us last time.
work in progress. Oops, my bad.
Yeah, I discovered,
It's difficult for me to look here and do it there. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I can do it here.
just try edit mode.
Sorry.
Oh,
So once you click on the whatever parameter you drag from here onto the dashboard, you can double click on it and play with what all variables you want to see here. So in this case, I'll just let it be work in progress, and then once I run the simulation, you'll be able to see what we did in class. Yeah, this is according to whatever parameters you have selected right now.
So what does work in progress mean? Does that mean the stuff in the
Number
first queue?
number of items in the system.
The total in the system?
Yeah.
How did you get the graph to
What about just this, if you had multiple queues, you can do the amount in a single queue?
I guess so. Yeah. From here we can. Oops.
work in progress and units over time?
How do you make sure that,
Didn't see empty.
Yeah.
because I dragged in the work in progress graph,
So you
Yeah.
reset it?
but it doesn't give me any output. How do you make sure that the graph looks?
It's just.
But it might be because.
Just reset it and run it again, and
Oh, there we go.
or maybe double click the graph that you have got.
I got it.
Yeah.
That works.
I have a red one. Okay, there we go.
Reset it.
It's running, but it's not.
So I think we are good with a simple model and how we can see any specific parameters like the MM1s and the DD1. This is what
Every.
we saw in the class. You can just play with the parameters and do it.
Is there any way to change the processor on it? Like the shape of the processor? That it's not a machine, or you have a clear or something?
I think you can. Yeah, you can, I guess. Whenever you select anything, it will show here what this.
Can you describe what the y-axis is
It's showing the
The numbers.
numbers,
of?
number of items in the queue, number of boxes in
in the
this,
queue.
in the system,
In the system.
in the system. Sorry.
So we can define local variables to.
So if you have like 2 queues and 2 processors, it will show both of them, or
Yeah, you can. In that
or
case,
in
in
or
that case,
addition of that.
in that case, once you double click on this, you can see more options here. You can select from here.
Alright, okay.
So
Got it.
yeah, I'll show you a couple of different things on that also. You just need to double click on this
Yeah.
and then add
Yeah, add something. Yeah.
whatever options that you see.
Okay.
Oh, wait, can you click on Q1, say, and then get a graph of what's in there?
That's why we kept figuring out, because mine didn't have.
Uh,
One person in the queue at all times.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
But
it
it's
be
not
the
just
names?
Queue, it's in the.
Show
entire
names and
system.
stats?
Oh, you're right, so
Sh-
you got
which one?
plus that person across, you're right.
So here,
Ah,
like
there
I'm
you
saying,
go. I
average content. In that case, I can select the queue. I can select number Q1. I can select the processor as well, and then select. Okay.
That was under.
So, showing the average content in the queue as well as the processor. In the processor, it will always be 1, obviously, because it's not processing more than 1 at any time.
Oh, wait. What about the number in the queue as a function of time, just the way the work in progress is?
Yeah, I'll.
That's there.
Oh, you can do that, okay.
Oh, it's exponential.
Oh, this is same thing, I guess.
There's a content.
Content versus time?
Which one?
Content versus time.
Content versus time. Yeah, maybe this. In this, I'd be able to select the queue. Yes.
How did you get it to show content versus time? Yeah, like content versus time.
Uh-huh.
Oops. Why is it not increasing?
You see?
Speed it up. Yeah. Now you can see it.
But
Okay.
Is this what you are asking? I guess.
Yeah.
I think so, but
Yeah.
why doesn't it go stepping up and down?
Yeah, I'll
Same
just.
way the work in progress does.
Yeah, I'll just run it slow so that we can have a
No, I don't
look.
think that's the issue.
Looks like there is an issue.
Nothing.
it's content.
Right here.
We didn't have more x-axis. Alright.
Yeah, it's not.
So I think it takes an average over the time step.
Oh, you have to add the processor.
Is there a sampling time or something?
But it's the same thing, I remember.
Yeah, looks like it's.
Yeah.
How do I do it?
Or maybe we need to go super slow. There is some delay, it seems.
I don't think it's the speed, I don't think that's the issue, that's just the way it's drawing it. See if there are any options with that.
I think that's it.
Oh, that is
Yeah, so, okay.
Go on line chart.
Go back again. Interval.
Yeah, go back to that, yeah, it says line chart. What are the other choices besides line chart? Up on top. Higher up.
I think it's
It's
the.
play type, it says line chart.
I think it's the interval there. Every
Well,
50 seconds.
yeah,
No,
you need to
that
change the
interval
interval.
is the x-axis interval.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the sample time. The how long it takes to
That's-
sample.
yeah.
You reduce that to maybe 1 second.
So this is just
5 seconds if it helps.
meaning how many
Yeah.
people, right?
If you change
There's
that to
only
1
one
second.
always in the
Yeah.
processor.
The interval?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Q, there's
You will sample
random
every 1 second, then
distribution.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So this is the same graph as that more or less.
That's what I'm saying.
Then
Same
we
thing.
reset.
Just plus one.
Yeah, plus another thing,
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
So,
One in
Yep.
one scenario.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Nice.
not quite.
yeah.
Yeah.
But why do we have these? Like, we should have a
Make it a
vertical.
bar chart.
Why don't you look at the top one? Shas, why don't you look at the top one and see what options automatically came up?
Scenario, they would be different.
Oh,
I can't think of anything.
And that's it.
it doesn't have the interval
It
thing.
says time plot?
It has the
Where did you
Maybe
get that?
that's
one?
how
I have no
I
idea what
was
it does.
yeah.
Where did you get that one? In model?
No, this doesn't have anything.
It's a 6-axis, 60 watt.
So yeah, you can sample the.
So we could have it pull people.
I guess you
from
can
the
sample.
Yeah, at least that thing works. Just that it's still not
But I don't know.
the way
how-
we would want it to.
Try to see if time plot is an option for that one.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe when
The- the other one is a time plot, right? So maybe that one-
You can see everything.
For the content versus time, it's set up as a line graph.
Yeah.
Maybe we should break
If
this
we
line.
put it as a time plot like the other one, maybe it'll work, I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's
I'm
no
sure,
option.
I'm sure that's
Q?
right.
It
But
just,
but it didn't come up as an option.
It doesn't show an option where you
Oh.
can select a queue. That's the thing.
But if you change your time
But
interval
when I hit
to, I
Q,
tried it for 0.25
breaks.
seconds, it's
So you
nice.
select the
Oh,
Qs?
it's better.
So, yeah, the more you decrease your
Okay,
time
maybe
interval, the more,
that's the
I
way
mean,
to
yeah,
go about
you're just
it.
giving it more resolution.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you just need more resolution.
this one you mean 0.25 or something?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Well, theoretically, you need it to be like double
How did you
the
break the
average
line?
Yes, you can.
rate, right? Micro sampling.
Yeah, the Nyquist.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of smoothing out a bit rather than having the exact
I still have a
triangle.
line though,
Yeah,
but it's
this
not
map.
connected.
Yeah. So yeah,
Screwed up.
Oh, maybe pull from
this was one of the things you can have a look at, like lots of other options here.
but I need to probably
I
go
s-
back to this.
even I have not played with all of them,
Okay, so you can't.
but yeah, depending on the simulations that we come across, we can play with it.
I'm going to suggest to the class, I already talked with Shas about this. You know, I suspect this is fairly new software, and they were very eager to have us use it when I contacted them. So I think they're going to be, you know, maybe so they can tell the world MIT is using it or something. But I think they might be receptive to suggestions. And, for example, we should complain to them that they should make the time plot as an option for that content graph. You know, you and I already talked that
Yeah.
we should be able to tell them to have rates and other sort of mathematical, you know, theoretical parameters rather than the scale thing they have.
Just the time thing.
So keep track of all the things that we can complain about. And send
Yeah,
them.
it would. Yeah, it would actually be great.
You ever
This is-
find out
this
how to
is-
use the robot?
This is not to complain, this is to help them to improve it.
Yeah.
Let's say feedback then.
Yeah, certainly, and they also look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be great if every one of you, like whatever issues you come across with the software, can let us know by the end of the class or whenever you come across, so that
Yeah.
we can also communicate
Yeah, what the
that
heck is it
to
gonna
the company, yeah, so that they can improve on it.
Can you define global parameters that allow you to have relationships between parameters for different things? Say,
I think so.
yeah?
I think so. Like
Yeah.
they use it in industry, so they'll need it there. But yeah, I have not played it a lot, so I can't answer all your questions right now. So I guess everyone is good with this. Well,
Let me ask you a question. For something like the Q, when you create it, when you set it up, can you create like initial conditions? Like specify that it has 10 parts in it at time 0?
In the queue?
Yeah.
I've never tried that, actually. Let's see if we can.
We created a roadblock.
Don't see them.
Our roadblock is broken.
Does it have initial condition?
I don't see the option.
No.
No.
You're not sure?
Let's try again.
Nope, not there.
Yeah, okay. Wow. I think it's different.
Nope.
Maybe?
Yeah. Does
I
it look like so?
Wow. I don't know what I did there.
This is just a visual, like how it looks. Yeah.
What does the back sensor do?
I think let's redo the connector, it looks like.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I don't see it right now.
Yeah.
The stuff that you're asking, yeah. I'll look into it. Yeah, that's something which will be needed when we
Yeah, sorry.
like model some
Second,
complicated thing.
click on one of
To
those.
have
It
a
doesn't
starting
answer.
point.
What's LIFO?
That makes sense.
LIFO.
Like,
Sorry?
What is LIFO?
Last in, first out type of
Yeah. FIFO, like yeah, you can select how material flows from the queue to the next
So by default,
next item.
So by default, it's
By
first in,
default
first
is
out.
FIFO, first in, first out all the time, unless you play with it.
Okay.
Why doesn't it process? Maybe if I connect.
The processor is idle 100% of the time. Well, there you go. Now you can pick different people.
Oops. Why is it asking me to save it?
This is for a simulation of a guy going into one of those machines in security with scans.
He doesn't look jacked.
That's just like that.
He's really good at hooking his arms out. Very fit.
Start playing with the descriptors. It's like, oh yeah.
Yes, so
6'3".
I'll just make another a little complicated one and show a few more features